It's a pleasure to welcome today to have this interview with three ladies who are part of a legendary group. Have actually been together for more than 50 years, actually a musical institution, and really a part of, really a fixture in the world of music for that length of time. And it takes something to survive in an industry like the music industry for this long. So it's really a pleasure to welcome today Valerie, Freddie, and Helen of the 3 Degrees. And the occasion that we're getting together is to talk about your brand new album. And let's start right there. So, who came up with the idea of doing an album of what we would really call versions of your Philadelphia classics? Whose idea was it?
John Abbey's.
Okay.
My manager.
Your manager, okay. And when it was
It's his
first
concept.
Yes. And when it was first presented to you, what was your reaction?
Excited.
Okay. Okay.
Excited, okay.
Yes.
Okay. And what were you excited about, Freddie?
Oh gosh, because this music really is the fabric of our lives, and it,
Yes.
it is a true testament of the artist, the musicians, the songwriters, the producers. I mean, it's just wonderful, and it has been an honor for me to actually not only to perform these songs,
Yes.
but then to go into the studio and record them. Wow, that is amazing to me.
I'm assuming that both Helen, well, I'm sure Freddie, you're also familiar with the songs probably as someone who listened to them, and Helen and Valerie, you would have been listening to them possibly while they were being recorded actually at the time. And I know a couple of these songs are songs that were actually done by the 3 Degrees. So would you like to say a little bit about the actual songs themselves?
Oh, they're fabulous. We've always, whether you're riding in the car or just listening to the radio, when one of those would come on, you feel a closeness to it because we know the people very well and love the songs. So it was enjoyable to record something that you've sang for forever, and you get a chance to record it now. It was good.
And Love Is the Message, of course, is a song that's been associated with you for decades. And I remember, of course, particularly as the theme tune for Soul Train for many years.
TSOP.
TSOP,
Yes.
So that's also one of the songs is that a song that you have re-recorded for
We
this?
did do that
A
one.
new version.
Yes.
New version. So how is the new version different from the original?
Well, I'm hoping that when anyone is listening to particularly TSOP, we wanted to give it a slightly different flavor because the lineup, of course, is different. So it is not meant to sound exactly like the original. We just put a couple of twists in there vocally.
Okay.
So we like it.
Good, good. And the other songs, I mean, we'll talk about some of them specifically, but one that I did want to kind of focus on is, well, it would of course originally been called Me and Mrs. Jones, so it's now Me and Mr. Jones.
Yes.
And was that one of also an idea from your manager,
From
John?
John,
Or was that-
yes.
And so what was your response to doing Me and Mr. Jones?
Like, oh, that should be interesting. That should be interesting.
Do you have any recall on when Billy Paul first did the original Me and Mrs. Jones? Were either of you in the studio at the time, or were you there when it was first recorded?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
And what are your thoughts about the song itself?
It's a beautiful ballad.
Okay.
Well, it's a bit of mischief.
That's putting it nicely. Yes.
A bit of mischief.
Yeah,
Okay.
a bit.
Okay.
It's not something we do, but
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Helen, do you have anything to say about Me and Mr. Jones?
I thought that it was a great concept
Yeah.
to kind of turn it around and have females singing the song as
Yeah.
opposed to, well,
To
Billy
male,
Paul or
Yeah.
male.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was good and that, it was something we should attempt to do. And I thought we did a pretty good job with it. I really do. And I'm just hoping that everybody will like it as much as we did.
And then there's some other songs on there which people will be very familiar with. You'll Never Find a Love Like Mine, which is
Right.
Lou Rawls, of course. And anything you'd like to say about that song? Or, did you have any interactions with Lou Rawls when he was at Philadelphia International?
Not
you
when
see
he was
much
at
of
Philly,
him?
but we did have the chance
Okay.
to meet at different events.
I see.
And we would be performing on the same shows.
shows, yes, yes,
So
yes.
we'd get to meet that way. When we were with Philly, we rarely got to see any of the other artists. Our manager then, at the time, Richard Barrett, kept us quite busy.
Okay.
So therefore, you didn't have a lot of socializing time.
Right.
When you came to the studio to record, that is basically what you were there for.
Right. So you didn't run into everybody
No.
in the hallways
No.
and chit chat and all that. Okay. All right. That's interesting actually, because because when we talk to Motown artists, a lot of times that was a very different kind of environment
Yes.
in which people would
Do
interact
that.
and run into
Yes.
each other all the time
Yeah.
and actually be on each other's sessions.
Yeah.
It sounds like the way Gamble and Huff set that up, it wasn't quite the same thing.
Not quite.
So it was like come in, do
your
thing,
thing,
and bye.
And bye-bye.
Oh, got that right. Okay. So I want to talk about a couple of the other songs. Really interesting choices like "Ain't No Stopping Us Now," which I think is a song that probably resonates as much now as it did when it was first recorded by McFadden and Whitehead. So, any comments, reflections on doing that song?
We actually did, excuse me, a part of that in a medley that we put together, a Philadelphia medley,
Yes.
if you will. And when we got to that particular part of the medley, the reaction from the people, everyone knew the song, wanted to sing along, and it was like just a short piece. So we didn't really. They seemed disappointed when we stopped singing that part and went to something else.
Right.
So we decided to
Do it in the
Do
entirety.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
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 complete
What does the
the whole
song mean
song.
to you?
Gosh,
Freddie?
you know what? I love that song, and Ain't No Stopping Us Now. I am a member of the 3 Degrees. I jokingly say to both Helen and Valerie that they are the female Temptations, okay? Because the 3 Degrees don't think age. The 3 and when I say the 3 Degrees don't think age, it's because of the energy, the performance, having like different members in the group. Ain't no stopping us now.
Yeah.
The 3 Degrees would say.
Yeah.
And audiences love the 3 Degrees. I wasn't there in the very beginning, but audiences all over the world just love the 3 Degrees, and they always say that the 3 Degrees give that same kind of energy as in the beginning. Yeah.
So actually, it's an appropriate song for you to have done,
And we
because
joke about
apparently
it
you're not
often.
stopping.
Yes. Yes.
We joke about it often, David.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
We joke about the fact that at one point in time, maybe we'll have a few Zimmer frames and we'll decorate them, and,
Right.
motorized chairs.
Yes.
We're not stopping. We have no intent.
Okay. All right. Well,
We have to be able to. We have to be able to move. you
Yeah,
see.
that'd be interesting.
Well, we figured Bette Midler
Yes.
can do it.
Hey.
Come on.
True.
We could decorate ours and come on.
All right. So just a few more of the songs I'd like to talk about and then move on to some other questions. So I think we would all say that one of the true Gamble and Huff anthems is Love Train.
Oh,
Absolutely.
And of course, it was a success throughout the world. Is there anything you want to say about Love Train? What does Love Train mean to you, that song?
I think not just Love Train, but just to extend that question.
Yes.
I think most of the Gamble and Huff songs are very distinctive. When you hear the first few measures, you know what song it is. For instance, Love Train. I mean, when it comes on, you automatically know, you automatically want to sing along. And I think a lot of the songs just express love, period,
Yes.
in the Gamble and Huff collection. I think most of the songs, in some way or another, embrace, that feeling, that love feeling. So, Love Train is a song that I always loved, and like to dance to.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's good you mentioned dance, because I was going to ask you about a few of the songs on here which are very, most decidedly up-tempo. And some interesting. I thought there were some interesting choices. So, Disco Inferno, which of course is associated with the sound of Philadelphia, the Tramps,
Right.
and another song which I was really surprised because I haven't heard anyone else ever do it. I don't think, which is Strategy.
Strategy. Yes.
With Archie
We
Bell and the
never heard
Trails.
the song.
You never heard it? Oh,
We
okay.
know Archie Bell, but we never
That
we never
particular
heard
one.
it.
Really?
That was John's idea.
Yes.
Wow. So, what did you think when you were
I thought
presented
he
with
was
those
crazy.
two?
Yeah.
Because I was like, what are you talking about? Nobody's going to ever know that song. We didn't
Oh
know
yeah,
it.
you'd be surprised.
Well, I found out. I did some research. I found out.
Yeah. And Disco Inferno?
Oh, that's always been favorite. It's fun. It's a fun
Yeah.
song.
Yes.
We have fun with it.
It's up to me to come up with a strategy to make you mine, to make you mine. Boy, why you wanna make me sweat? Standing there playing hard to get.